Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I am Jacob Avillion, and I am, of course, joined by my good friend, Brayden McClellan, who is not the only one going to be sipping on Dr. Pepper on this
His Dr.
fine
Pepper loving friend.
Tuesday afternoon.
Pure coincidence.
No bullshit. I told him right before, like maybe just 2 minutes ago, I was like, yeah, I got the Dr. Pepper on deck today, and then he just pulls out his can.
I was like, oh!
He said, meat to meat. Let's
We're
go can for can
sipping
right
that
now.
same.
Let's go can for can right now. How many
We're
you
sipping
got
that
on
same
you?
syrup.
I still got 22 of them in my fridge. How many you got on you right now?
We're about out of the case. We probably got about 5.
Yep. All right, not even close. Can for can, I win it 4 times over and then some.
I think that means drink for drink. I'm drinking them though.
I ain't drinking all 20 of them. So, yeah, here we are. It's a lovely day. Lovely day today. Sunny outside.
It's another special episode.
It's another very special episode. It's another quarterly prediction episode. This time we're 3/4 of the way. The season is 3/4 of the way over. Can you fucking believe that?
A little bit. But at the same time, ready for playoffs.
We're ready for the playoffs. It is, what is it? We just finished week 13, going into week 14. So for most teams, there's 5 games left. I think there's a couple more bye weeks still, but for the most part, yeah, we're getting there. So incredible stuff.
Yeah.
Yep. How are you today, man?
I'm doing great.
Wonderful.
Nothing really to report. What about you?
I'm still doing wonderful. Still doing fantastic. My cat, I think he's been a little upset with me because we haven't had much alone time together because my girlfriend's been over most days since last Sunday. So there was Wednesday last week, she wasn't here. Sunday, as in 2 days ago, she wasn't here. And then today, she's not here. So, Sunday was the first day where I've been home alone and I didn't really have much to do. Like, I didn't have much that I had to do in over a week. So, he did not leave my side all day. We laid together the whole day or just hung out. And he slept in the bed that night for the first time in over a week as well. So, he was done being petty. But then as of yesterday, he resumed being petty because after I dropped my girlfriend off and I went back home, he did not want to sleep in the bed that night. He was not interested. So we'll see what he does today because it's just the 2 of us today. And I'll be spending some time with him after we're done here, maybe watching some TV, which I'll get into what I'll be watching later on. But
I've been watching some stuff.
I've started watching some stuff. I'm about to watch some more stuff. But I'm doing wonderful.
That's great.
Living like Larry, and excited for this week's episode because it's another fun one.
This is, and I feel like since there's more football that has been played, I feel like there's more likelihood of disagreements between me and you.
I think, granted, with the yearly awards, we might still be in decent spirits as far as we've been pretty consistent with those. I'm really excited to get into the playoff stuff because there are some teams that I am allowed to be happy about again, that I'm allowed to be high on again.
Dude, I went through the AFC side, and the wild card weekend is going to be very disappointing, I think, for the AFC side. I'll tell you why when we get there.
The race to see who makes it to the wild card weekend, though, is going to be batshit insane over there.
That is going to be intense, but I think wild card weekend itself, I've got... I could see like 2 blowouts.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Which we'll get to.
I think I'm with you there, but
somehow the NFC side has made itself more interesting now in terms of like the actual games that could be played.
Yeah, well, there's only 4 teams with a winning record right now in the NFC, and we are again 13 weeks through the NFL season.
There's only 4 teams with a winning record right now.
It is Philadelphia, San Francisco, Dallas, and Detroit.
Wow,
there's a lot of 6-6 teams: the Rams, the Packers, the Falcons.
But they're getting going, some of those teams.
Yeah, well, and see,
which
I'm going to discuss that later. I'm going to discuss
anyways.
That later. But let's get into the...
Do you want to do awards first? I think awards first.
I wanted to discuss a little bit of Titans football, actually, if we're still allowed to do that here.
I mean, yeah, I guess we can.
Okay.
But I thought for the quarterlies we were doing like just
Well, I figured I could get this out of the way, and then we could.
Since we won't be talking about the Titans later.
There's nothing to talk about as far as
Nothing.
playoffs. You want to talk about playoffs? No,
Will Levis and DeAndre Hopkins hate each other. Whoa.
Yeah, clearly. That's how,
I saw that happen live, and I was like, D Hop is probably gonna like respect this.
and that's exactly what he did. Like he
Yeah.
got asked about after the game, and he was like, "Oh yeah, no, like Will's only
Love the way
played
he
a few
plays.
games. Like I love him, love the way he plays. Like he's, we're gonna have miscommunications. He's only started like 4 games. Like it is what it is. It's like he's a good guy. He's a good leader. Whatever. You know what I mean? Like they were fine. And of course they were fine. Like how often does this happen? We see this happen with a quarterback and a wide receiver.
All the time.
Where somebody yells at somebody because either they ran the wrong.
But the
route
reasoning
or he
is
wanted to
because
do-
we've seen receivers like take those moments and hold on and eventually leave.
Yeah, I think DeAndre Hopkins is a grown enough man to where he's not going to be like, I've requested my release because Will Levis yelled at me in week 13 against the Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah,
I think it's fine. I did want to discuss. We finally fired somebody, and it took Ryan,
2 blocked punts.
It took Ryan Stonehouse's leg being turned into Swiss cheese for us to finally fire Craig Aukerman, our special teams coordinator. But we fired Craig Aukerman. So, Rayer 2023 Mike Vrabel W. We did fire Craig Aukerman. So, but yeah, I mean the first block punt, like you can live with it, right? Like Indianapolis. They're watching, they're game planning. They're watching the film. They're like, oh, this is a weakness we can exploit. And then they overload that side. They get a free rusher. Okay, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, not every, like, you're going to get a punt blocked every once in a while. The very next drive, they beat you the exact same way. Yeah, Craig Aukerman had no shot of being on the team the next day. Like, that's ridiculous. And especially
I bet he was playing 4D chess. He was like, since they did that, they think I'm gonna adjust, so I won't adjust.
That's probably the Todd Downing method. Yes, that's exactly what it was. Oh my god, that's
when most people the mindset is like, we're gonna keep exploiting this until they prove that they can't stop.
That's literally
it.
Every coach
that's the normal
in every
mindset.
Sports league ever. Every single one of them, except Mike Vrabel's coordinators, are like, we're just gonna keep doing it until they stop us. Whereas Craig Aukerman was like, nah.
They think we'll change.
They think I'm gonna adjust. So I'm just gonna block it the same way. And sure enough, free rusher again. Technically, the second one was not listed in the stats as a block punt. It was a fumble. Everybody watching the game could tell you it was essentially the same as a block punt because it was a punt. Indianapolis recovered. Like it is what it is. So, and then on that play, Ryan Stonehouse season-ending leg injury. And if your punter goes down with a season-ending leg injury, if this affects Ryan Stonehouse's like long-term like career. I'm shooting Mike Vrabel. I can't say that. Hang on, I gotta edit that out.
No, it's. I think you could joke. It's fine.
Nobody watches these anyways, right? I could probably leave
no.
it in there. This is just for us, and for me, I wouldn't actually do it, but I would certainly want to. For taking this long to fire Craig Aukerman, it's not like we've ever had a good special teams unit under Craig Aukerman. Like, when was the last time you watched a Titans game and you were like, "Yep, that's a good special teams unit right there." We spent like 8 years foraging for a
non-Titans fan has watched a Titans game.
Fair enough, but like we spent like 8 years foraging for a kicker. We have one now, but he's damn near 40. He also doubles as a punter apparently.
Just start looking at former MLS first round picks.
Nick Folk was a decent punter in that game. I mean, they weren't like super long boots, but at least he didn't shank either of them. You know what I mean? Like that's what you're hoping you don't see is that but they went 40 yards. It's not like ridiculous, but 40-year-old kicker punting the ball 40 yards. Okay, he was consistent on those 2 punts. It's fine. So
just try to get Pat McAfee to kick against his former team.
Anyways, fuck the Colts. Yeah, and fuck Mike Vrabel. And I love you, Will Levis. Top 5 pick, please. Olu Fashanu, Joe Alt. I have a slight preference towards Fashanu, but like even if
because his name's cooler,
even if that's exactly what it is for sure.
I wouldn't be mad if it was.
I mean, Joe Alt is a fun name too. Like, I wonder if he likes alt women. You know what I mean?
But there's 2 alts though, so it's like either he's like alt women or he's alt right. It's just like 2 different, wildly different things.
Another Dylan Radins is what you're
asking. And he goes to Notre Dame. Which is like, oh, that kind of leads you to think one way.
If you've ever seen Dylan Radin's Twitter likes, you would know we definitely don't want Joe Alt to be the latter of what you just mentioned. We don't need more than one of those guys.
I don't know what his likes look like, but I'm gonna guess it's just some funny jokes.
Just some silly little. He may be just a little racist, but just a hair, like just a smidge.
You know what?
Not like a lot,
We've
but
talked about it. I think to be a white guy in this league at like physical positions, you might need to be a little.
Trevor
racist.
Penning has used the hard R at least triple digit times in his life. And he's bad.
Wow, that is a lot.
And he's bad.
Do you know how many times that is?
Yes, at least 100 times. I guarantee you Trevor Penning has used the hard R N-word at least 100 times in his lifetime. Guarantee it. He probably uses it at least once a day. It would only take him. It would take him less than a third of a year to get there. I might be underselling. We might be up to 4 digits at some point.
Oh my god!
I guarantee you, Trevor Penning has said it with authority at least a few times in his life.
That would have come out by now, like in practice, if he was saying it once a day.
I don't know, man.
Or does he just wake up, say it in the mirror, and then he's like, "All right, I got it out."
He imagines it's Cam Jordan in front of him. That's who he's blocking. He says it in the mirror, and then he goes, "Yep, not doing that one today. Nope, tomorrow. I'll use it tomorrow." And then every day he's a faux tough guy. He's go ahead and ask me what my favorite part about playing offensive lineman is. Legally assaulting the person in front of me, and then he's the worst offensive lineman in the NFL. He's not very good at legally assaulting the guy.
I doubt he's the worst because he still plays. Like there's got to be a guy who's not playing that's worse.
I don't know. Andre Dillard's pretty bad. Jalen Duncan's also kind of bad, but as Mike Vrabel said, at least he cares, which is probably a direct shot at Andre Dillard because that's Mike Vrabel's a petty bitch. When it comes to this sort of thing, that's what he does. Like sometimes he calls guys out directly, like he called David Long out correctly, and that's why he's no longer on the team. That's why we signed Azeez Al-Shire for the exact same amount of money David Long got. He hasn't been nearly as good as David Long, but Mike Vrabel had his grudges, so we let David Long go. And in that same comment, he also mentioned Christian Fulton, who's back on his bullshit, by the way, as of the last 2 weeks. Christian Fulton is bad again. So I think it's safe to say he's not going to be back in Tennessee next year.
Damn.
Another John Robinson draft pick who did not make it past his rookie contract. It's tragic. But this is a team full of undrafted free agents because all of John Robinson's draft picks have either been bad or we just didn't keep him for some inexplicable reason. I was watching Jonnu Smith highlights the other day, and I kind of miss Jonnu Smith, and I really miss Jonnu Smith. I still remember, I think it was 2020, when through the first 8 weeks or so, he was the second most productive tight end in the NFL behind only Travis Kelce. And then in the second half of the season, Arthur Smith just forgot he was on the team. Like, did not target Burrow once.
Typical Arthur Smith.
Arthur Smith hates athletic black tight ends.
He just hates using his weapons.
His weapons.
In any consistent way.
Well, he has Jonnu Smith again. He still doesn't. Well,
I know, and Jonnu Smith has had like a game or two for the Falcons.
Also, Michael Pruitt had a touchdown against the Jets. So shout out Michael Pruitt, another former Titan. Shout out Michael. Let's see. Derrick Henry concussion, possibly. He's not even in protocols, but he's day to day. So like, I'm not sure how that works. Like. You're good enough to not be in concussion protocol, but you're also day to day with a potential concussion. Is he concussed or not? I mean, I don't get it. But either way, if for whatever reason Derek is out, that Tyjae Spears' first career start on Monday Night Football is going to hit like crack. We will be here. We are all witnesses for the Tyjae Spears breakout game on Monday Night Football against the Dolphins. He actually had a career high in rushing yards against the Colts because it was just him the entire fourth quarter because no Derek. So he looked really good just being the guy, and the defense knowing him being the guy, he still ran his ass off, which made a man miss on almost every single touch that he got in that game. I don't know what his missed tackle force percentage is, but it's got to be up there in like the tops of the NFL because he's a stud. I spent enough time on this. Do you want to do Dallas at all, or do you just want to get right into the meat and potatoes of what we're doing?
Let's get right to the meat and potatoes.
It's pretty standard operating procedure. No, you guys.
No,
never mind.
it wasn't.
It's not standard operating procedure.
But it was prime time. People have heard enough people talk about the game. I guess the one thing, actually, you know what? I'll be able to talk about this later, so we can just get to the meat and potatoes with the awards.
All right, let's do
we want to? Yeah, so we can just get started with the awards. Do we want to get started with MVP?
This is the one I struggled to pick the most.
I struggle with this. I have like if season ended right now, MVP, and then I have like me projecting into the season.
So
MVP.
I struggle with this one because nobody deserves it this year. If I'm being quite honest with you, nobody deserves it.
As of right now, I don't have a quarterback winning it.
This current moment, there is an asterisk on this MVP season. If it's a quarterback winning it, there's an asterisk because this is
you got it just because.
At the very least, like
quarterback.
in 2019 when Lamar won it unanimously, at least that was an MVP caliber season. Yeah, he had no competition, but like
him individually,
was good enough to be an MVP. So like, yeah, obviously that was a stiff like a bad year to be an MVP voter because it was going to be Lamar Jackson. Everybody knew it, but he deserved it. You can't argue he didn't deserve it this year. Nobody deserves it. Like
the awards in general, honestly, this year I'm kind of mad on, except for like offensive player of the year. It's a great 2-man race right now.
Yep.
But like that's it.
Yeah, I'm with you there. In fact, I sat on at least for a minute as well.
But also, at least with offensive rookie of the year, the reason it's boring is because one guy is so
just far and beyond
winning it
better than everybody else. And you can almost argue the same for defensive rookie of the year, although there is another guy who is not that distant of a second, but it's Jalen Carter.
We'll get there. Let's just start with the MVP. Okay. If season ended right now, I would probably give it to CMC.
Yeah, see, I actually gave it to. This isn't necessarily a me thing as much as this is a prediction. I put down Brock Purdy because realistically, who on the team is going to win it? No, I'm not saying in terms of value to the 49ers, CMC is a more valuable player.
I would give it to Trent Williams before I give it to CMC or I give it to Purdy.
Well, I'm with you. I think he is the definition of a system quarterback. I think now, granted, he is one of the best. Like he's like Kyle Shanahan's golden goose. You know what I mean? He's his like top student. You know, he's a straight A, like never missed a day of school kind of guy. But
I think if Dak Prescott keeps playing the way he has these past couple weeks, and he beats the Eagles and wins the division, I think he gets it then.
Oh yeah,
but that's the big if. His MVP candidacy will come down to this game.
You have to win the division. I feel.
Yes,
100%. We're not going to win MVP as the 5th seed, unfortunately.
No.
Even if you go on a run in the playoff, because the voting happens at the end of the regular season. So what happens in the playoffs doesn't matter. It's already decided beforehand. So you have to win this division if Dak Prescott. But I'm with you as far as if Dallas does win the division, I think Dak Prescott should be pretty handily the guy.
Yeah. I think he's leading in passing touchdowns right now for the year.
It's a cat appearance.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he's leading in passing touchdowns right now, and there's probably a huge correlation between leading the league in passing touchdowns and winning MVP, just given the quarterbackness of the award.
Also, I mentioned Purdy because he is currently the favorite. By the way, in terms
of I hate it. I think if I had to give it to a quarterback right now, I guess I'd go Lamar, but that doesn't even feel.
No, I mean earlier on in the season, I was all over the Lamar MVP train.
Mm-hmm. But, I was with you.
It doesn't feel
not as strong
current moment,
but like I said, that's just because I don't think any quarterback should have it right now.
He's twerking
a little bit.
What are you doing, bud?
But yeah, I right now season ended. I'd give it to CMC.
That's fair.
With Tyreek Hill as the runner-up. And then my projecting going forward is that Dak does end up winning it. For reasons we'll get into a little even later.
Now, offensive player of the year, how you feeling?
I'll stick with CMC. But that one's a really close, tight race because if I'd have to see how many touchdowns CMC ends up with at the end of the year, and then Tyreek Hill breaking 2,000 yards receiving. That race is interesting. To me, this is the only interesting race.
I actually have changed my pick. I think the first time all year, it's not CMC for me. Because I think the last two we did, I had CMC winning.
Yeah.
It's Tyreek Hill for me.
Yeah. Those are the only two options.
Yeah, there's no argument to be had here. Because I 100% agree with you about... Obviously, I mean, I've been on the CMC train. I had him the last two quarterly predictions we did. He's been my offensive player of the year.
It's just
And
the touchdown production is crazy.
well, you're correct, but I mean, if Tyreek Hill breaks the yardage record, especially if he hits 2,000, I don't see a world where he's not going to win it if he hits 2,000.
I could see it because I'd have to see, like I said, I just have to see how many touchdowns CMC ends up with because he could still have
multiple. Tomlinson's record. I don't think he's going to win it over a 2,000-yard receiver.
What's the touchdown record?
It's like 28.
What is?
LaDainian Tomlinson had 28.
God damn.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it would be pretty impressive if CMC had 30 touchdowns. Like, if CMC has 30 touchdowns, yeah, that's quarterback numbers. You give it to him. In fact, you give him the MVP if he gets 30 touchdowns. But for Tyreek, if he gets 2,000 yards, he's in the MVP conversation for sure. Mm-hmm. I know Tua.
I'd have him as the runner-up right now.
Tua's already pretty high in the odds, but yeah, I'm with you. If this wasn't such a quarterback biased award, I feel like it'd be like the Opoi race would be the MVP race as well. Because people want to by default give it to a quarterback, but I don't know. CMC and Tyreek are very valuable to their teams, and they're proving it this year.
They're more valuable than their quarterbacks, in my opinion.
And CMC is proven.
And I would take Tua over.
Great running backs do have value.
Yes.
When
you're that level, especially because you do it both ways. You do it rushing and receiving. So there's also that for McCaffrey's game.
In passing.
When needed, yeah.
When needed, in passing. Emergency quarterback Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
Defensive player of the year.
This is bad timing.
Mm-hmm.
Because he just had his worst game. But I'm not changing what I said last time we talked. And we talked about it. I got to talk about it on here. But this is after his terrible game. Deron Bland has been really good in coverage. He just had one terrible game. Mm-hmm. I feel like most times with these awards, especially Defensive Player of the Year, because things can happen, but I just feel like everyone gets a terrible game.
Yeah.
He had his most recently on primetime, and it's changed the narrative around him. But turnovers, the value they have, and scoring off of those turnovers, the value they have.
Yeah.
I'm still going to go with Deron Bland, Defensive Player of the Year.
I have a different Cowboys player.
This is interesting.
Well, Micah Parsons is currently the favorite, and I think what you're saying there about the narrative, I think that could go a long way because you're probably
right.
I've seen it with people are comparing Deron Bland to like second-year Trayvon Diggs. He's not second-year Trayvon Diggs. He's a way better down-to-down coverage corner than Trayvon Diggs was.
Yes, significantly.
Like this is closer to year 3 Diggs, except also a better ball hawk. So
yeah. Probably already the best ball hawking season we've ever seen, just because he's scoring with them.
Well, yeah, he's been saucing on him after he gets it as well. Certainly helping his case. Bland, I feel like is not getting enough respect for this award, though. Not getting nearly enough consideration because again, this is like what MVP is for quarterbacks is almost like what Defensive Player of the Year is for pass rushers. Like by default, you just give it to one of the guys with like the 3 highest sack totals in the league, and they call it a day. No. Yeah. No, when Deron Bland is having the season that he is, it's you gotta consider him at the very least, even if you don't give it to him.
Because also, I think he gets like 1 or 2 more pick sixes specifically.
Mm-hmm.
I think he gets to double-digit interceptions. You give double-digit interceptions, the record for pick sixes. Give this man the award. In the next 5
games, I could easily see 3 interceptions. 2 of them are house calls.
Yeah.
Is not impossible. In fact, that's his pace right now. Is probably something like that. So,
because he had 2 pick sixes in back-to-back weeks as well. Because he had the Panthers one and the Commanders one that gave him the record. Those were back-to-back weeks as well. So he can have like a quick burst too, and it doesn't have to be like 1 and then wait a while 1.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm waiting for 2 in 1 game.
That'd be incredible. That'd be
If he did it against the Eagles, that would give him the award.
Give him the MVP if he gets 2 against the Eagles.
Oh my God.
Deron Bland MVP. Offensive Rookie of the Year.
CJ Stroud.
Do we need to have it? Yeah, let's move on. It's CJ Stroud.
Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Jalen Carter. And I said Spoon, I think, last quarter because I predicted Spoon would catch up. I still love Devin Witherspoon.
He still had a really good year.
But
he'll
Jalen
be the runner-up.
Carter is one of the arguably been the best interior defensive lineman pass rusher this season.
Oh yeah,
in terms of pass rushing, like he's been phenomenal. So it's hard to not give it to Jalen Carter. So
yeah, it's him.
Yeah, I think he maintains his pace. I think we're gonna stay. He's gonna stay where he is.
Yeah,
Coach of the year, I have not changed my mind in the slightest. On this one. It's still Mike McDaniel for me.
Ooh, I gotta think.
They're 9-3. They're lighting it up. I don't know.
Who else is in the running?
Dan Campbell, strong consideration.
Yeah.
John Harbaugh's probably gonna be a finalist.
I guess I don't love this Coach of the Year race either.
No, it's not amazing. Dan Campbell's the only guy that I think is really challenging this in my brain, because I mean I feel like Kyle Shanahan just won it like very recently, didn't he?
Maybe.
I think so. I don't quite remember, but either way, like nothing that San Francisco's doing is unexpected.
Who won it last year? Was that Dayball's year?
Was it? I think. Well, yeah, I think Dayball won it last year because the Giants made the playoffs.
Yeah, that would have been Dayball's year. So, God, I really don't like anybody, because the thing with the Dolphins is like beating the same thing with the Cowboys of beating the bad teams, losing to the good teams like that.
Yeah, but they're number one in the AFC right now.
That is, yeah. But if they keep doing that, I don't know if they'd end up with the 1 seed.
We'll see. They're tied with Baltimore right now, and I still think Baltimore gets that top spot. But I don't think John Harbaugh gets it, because I don't think there's anything unexpected about what Baltimore's doing. Now, granted, John Harbaugh deserves a lot of credit for doing what Mike Vrabel is incapable of doing, and that is hiring good coordinators. Because
does DeMeco Ryan get it his rookie year?
Actually, now that you mention it, DeMeco Ryan is a very strong candidate for what he's done in Houston. In fact, he might be my runner-up right now.
You know what? I'll just take DeMeco Ryan then.
That's fair.
I'll just take DeMeco Ryan. I think because the impressiveness, because you have CJ Stroud obviously deserves a lot of credit, but that whole team is pretty young, and to keep them together like this and to be winning games like this, we'll talk about if they make the playoffs or not in my picks.
But Tank Dell's season, by the way. But yeah, that's
God
tragic.
damn it.
I know, it's awful.
Somebody had sent us, like, I think it was Gabe who talked about, somebody said they were going to put him on IR. I was already planning on doing that because of how much he's helped my team out. But
on the roster for the playoffs.
Yeah. But if I win a fantasy championship, there will be a banner back here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to have the year, the league, and I'm going to have all the players' names on it.
Mm-hmm. Tank Dell belongs there for sure.
But I'll go DeMeco
Collins,
Ryan.
Though, fantastic as well. Like Nico Collins, but
you know what's funny? I have him as well in like all of my leagues.
Yeah.
So it's just like sucks, but fantasy wise, I could just switch.
Yeah.
But it sucks.
I hear you. Also, assistant coach of the year. I don't know if you picked this one. I like doing it because it's still Mike McDonald for me as well.
Give me Dan Quinn.
Like I said, with Harbaugh hiring the coordinator, like Todd Monken's.
I'm picking 3 Cowboys. Baby.
Todd Monken's been fantastic. But Mike McDonald, I mean, he's going to be a head coach next year, more than likely. I think so. Anyways, he's definitely the best defensive head coach candidate in if you're going to hire a defensive head coach, it better be a DeMeco Ryans or a Mike McDonald caliber defensive coordinator. So I think personally, I would be comfortable as an owner. He'd be like the one guy I'd be comfortable hiring on the defensive side in this cycle. So yeah, phenomenal.
I think the only other one would be Dan Quinn in the Cowboys.
Yes.
I don't know about other teams taking him, because other teams don't have Micah Parsons.
It would be a weird fit if anybody tried poaching Dan Quinn as their head coach, because I feel like then we might just get into the Todd Bowles situation.
Maybe.
I don't know. I feel like it would make most sense in Dallas. Yeah.
Yeah. Especially, I mean, because that he'd have half of the locker room fully behind him already. Mm-hmm. Probably would take 2 seconds to get the rest of the locker room.
Do you want to jump into the final seating predictions then, sir?
Yes. I got to pull up my laptop because my desktop, because I did it on my laptop earlier and I thought it would still be on my same profile, same Google account thing. Because I use Chrome, but it was not on here.
Tragic.
I got it right next to me because I went to the Playoff Picker website, picked all the games. Do you want to go? How do you want to do this? Just go NFC, NFC, AFC, AFC, or both give our
I
full
think we always
thing?
do the AFC first, don't we? Or maybe not. Maybe I'm stupid. I don't remember. I think we could do. Wait, you just NFC, NFC, AFC, AFC. Let's do it. You start us off here. Your NFC predictions, sir. How are we looking?
I didn't save the last week I picked.
Tragic.
So if you want to go first while I just click these last couple ones.
Okay. I have. I've got San Francisco at the 1.
Okay.
I've got San Francisco at the 1. I have
Makes sense.
your Dallas Cowboys as the 2. I've got Detroit as
Somebody's trying to get
as
fucking
the 3.
corroded.
And at the 4, I don't feel good. Fuck this division. All of them. Best team is a .500 team. I'm gonna say Atlanta because they were my preseason pick and they're currently leading. And then there's trouble brewing in New Orleans. Derek Carr kind of stinks. The locker room does not seem to be behind him at all, and the fan base does not seem to be behind him at all. And then I have no faith in Tampa Bay to right the ship. No pun intended. And then Carolina, no shot.
I think I don't know if did you pick all the games or are you just doing?
I'm just thugging it out.
Okay, because I will say I think the Falcons have a pretty easy.
They generally speaking,
remaining
this year
games
have had an easy schedule.
True, but I could see them being above 500 with these last couple.
Maybe
games.
they go 9-8. Who gives a shit? They're going to be a first round exit no matter what. It does not.
They're
matter.
the 4th.
What's that?
They're the 4th seed.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Did you say all 7?
No. I've done my division winners.
Oh, okay.
Number 5, Philadelphia, and they're going to curb stomp Atlanta in round 1.
It's just a matter of
Dallas. It doesn't matter. Like they're moving on to the divisional round. I don't care. Number 6 and number 7 are both teams that I am so excited to bring back because I think I had them here at the end of the first quarter. Rams at 6, Packers at 7. Welcome back. It is so good to see you again. I missed you. I missed both of you very much. Jordan Love, you are good at football. I don't care what anybody says. And
I was like, guys, it's still, I get it. He's been in the NFL for a couple of years. This is his first full year start.
Yeah, this is the first time he's getting game reps. And you have to remember also, his receivers are just as inexperienced as he is. It is first and second year guys. That's all he's throwing to.
This offense was going to be relying on like Christian Watson going into the year. It's like
and he hasn't been healthy the whole year. He's missed some time this year. Not like he hasn't missed a ton, but like
he just started getting on a good stride, and now I think he's hurting it.
And Jordan Love is really getting in rhythm.
Yeah.
And of course they haven't had Musgrave for a while now too. So how is his offense going to look?
Who's a dog?
Yeah, I love Musgrave. So, but the Rams at 6 as well. They're starting to heat up. Which again, good coaching is always going to shine through. No matter what your roster looks like, when Sean McVay is your head coach, like you're going to be a little bit better than you should be. And it doesn't help that, Josh Dobbs is coming back down to earth as he did in Arizona after a few really nice games. Minnesota, of course, it would be really nice to see Josh Dobbs take them to the promised land. I don't think it's going to happen. Not that they can't still make the playoffs. Then, beyond Minnesota, though, I really don't care about anybody. I mean, Seattle, of course, in the running, but they've had a weird stretch here, and I just don't have faith in them long term. Whereas the Rams and the Packers are heating up at the right time, and I think they can maintain this kind of momentum. That's really where I'm at here as far as on my 7. I'm just happy to be able to say, hey, Falcons winning the division and Rams and Packers making the playoffs. Happy to be back here. Very happy to be back here.
Is it time for my 7?
It's time for your 7.
At the 1 seed, causing their quarterback to win the MVP.
Oh, brother.
I've got the Dallas Cowboys.
So do you have Baltimore beating San Francisco?
Yes, that's literally was about to tell you that's why.
That's what I was gonna say. That would be the only stipulation there.
That was it.
If Dallas wins
because it's a game difference.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it would be the Niners because of the tiebreaker.
Because they whooped your ass.
Yeah, but that's it. Just because I was like, fuck it, I'll take Lamar being special.
Yes, that's fair.
So that is the why. Because I have Niners then at the 2 seed.
Yeah.
The Lions fell down to the 3 seed. I've been on them having the 1 seed all year, but then they dropped that game to the Packers, which is less embarrassing now after the Chiefs game, but it still does cost them the 1 seed ultimately.
Jordan Love was the better Mahomes. Mm-hmm.
And then the 4 seed, I also have the Falcons. So we have the same division winners.
The only difference is Dallas and San Francisco swapped.
Yeah. No, that as well. Yeah.
And
then my 5th seed is the Eagles. Yeah. I think it's only a game difference between the Eagles and the Cowboys in mine. 6th seed, I also have the Packers.
I had them as my 7th, but yeah.
Okay. I thought they were your 6. Ooh, so you have the Rams at the 6.
Yes.
Okay. I have as my 7th seed Seattle.
Okay.
And by the way, the Rams are the 8th seed. They just barely miss. So we're not too far off on them. But
well, Seattle would be my 8 in this scenario as well. And then Minnesota probably the 9. I mean, that's one of those two, 8 and 9. It doesn't matter too much to me. They're going to finish probably the same record. I don't know. Seattle's getting a win against Tennessee. I don't know who else they're beating. But
I mean, I can scroll back here and see.
I would imagine you picked one against Tennessee.
I did pick that one. I think I remember the game that's causing this sway here. Mm-hmm. We don't got to talk about it. We can move on to the AFC if you want.
Yeah, that's fine with me. I'm pulling mine up here, but I know damn well I got Baltimore number 1, as I've been saying for a very long time now. It's gonna be an interesting finish because I think Miami's got the tiebreaker over them right now, some way somehow. I don't remember what caused that, but yeah, Ravens. I think they've been the best team in the AFC this year. They've playing their best game, like their best game of football. They might be the best team in the NFL. San Francisco's best game maybe is the only other team you could, because they did just beat the brakes off of the Eagles in Philadelphia. So it's hard to say. Their most complete game might not be better.
I think if everybody's playing 100%, but still including injuries of like to key players, I would think the Niners would have a better best game. I do think Dallas would have a better best game. I think maybe even a truly best game. I think the Eagles would probably also have a better best game.
I think we're never going to see their best game this year. Personally, I truly believe we are never going to see them operating at the levels we were. Not again, that was just hypothetical, but I agree with you in the sense that if the Eagles could put together because what have we been saying about them all year is they haven't quite looked good doing it, and it showed finally.
And what's been annoying me is that they've.
Sorry, you go.
They were still winning. They were still winning while not.
But we finally saw what happened when they met. They met with a team that matched them as far as what caliber of team, and when they played their best game, they beat the brakes off of them. So, if Philadelphia could do that to somebody else, which this is a bad week for Dallas to be playing the Eagles.
But honestly, I do prefer this.
You think so?
Because I need to see, because if this team loses, then it's like whatever.
Right.
I kind of said this against the Niners, but we need to be able to beat this team if we want to win a Super Bowl. So if we can't beat them at their best, we're just not meant to win the Super Bowl this year.
Right. Okay, fair enough. So what was that? Okay. Baltimore at 1. Baltimore at 1.
All of that just for 1 seed to be named.
Shout out Baltimore. Miami, I think, will still finish as the number 2. I don't see Kansas City matching them in record. I think, well, for sure, Miami's beating Tennessee. Let's chalk that up on Monday night. Tyjae Spears is going to have the game of his career, and we're going to lose. It doesn't matter. So I've got Kansas City finishing 3rd. I think their record is probably tied with Jacksonville, but they have the tiebreaker, of course, because they beat Jacksonville. And then I have Jacksonville finishing as the 4. However, I don't think it's going to be a bit of a tight race in the AFC South to close up, because Jacksonville's only a game ahead of both Indy and Houston.
How many weeks is Trevor Lawrence missing?
I think it's a high ankle sprain. We're going to see.
I think this. I've been operating under that he does miss a couple weeks.
Well, we'll see how that affects the season outlook.
I just want to let that be known that is affecting these picks here.
Okay, fair enough. My fifth seed, who I could easily see being the 4, I think Houston is probably the most interesting team in the AFC. Just in terms of storyline, like I liked what Houston had been doing as far as the team building, the process, who they've been hiring, whatnot. But I thought they were another year away at least. And then entering this season, CJ Stroud lights the world on fire. Nico Collins, I've always been relatively high on Nico Collins, but really developed into that. Of course, Tank Dell also came in and lit the world on fire. The offensive line has played decently well, especially in those games where they were missing like 4 of their 5 starters, and CJ Stroud still wasn't getting hit that often.
That shows you how great CJ Stroud and that coaching staff is to be able to work with that.
Bobby Slowick, wonderful play caller. I've been tooting his horn all year. Love Bobby Slowick. I think if not this year, then guaranteed next year he's a head coach. What are you doing? Anywho, defense has been. I think Stingley had 2 interceptions against the Broncos. Yes. I didn't watch that game, so I don't know how impressive either of them were. But if Stingley's coming into his own, that's good to see because obviously talent was never the issue with Stingley. He was a true freshman, and when they won the national championship, and he was the best corner in the country. Excuse you. What are you doing? Messing with his water bowl again. He probably spilled it everywhere. I'm going to have to clean up when we're done here. But anywho, obviously defensively, Salah's been doing not Salah, the other 49ers defense coordinator. D'Amico Ryans has been doing a fantastic job. And they've been... Excuse you. Bowie, please. I don't know how much that's coming through on the audio, but it's loud for me. But anyways, moving on. Number 6, I do have Cleveland. I don't care who the quarterback is. This defense is plenty great enough, and I feel like they're going to finish, and they're going to be there. Myles Garrett obviously been a wrecker all season, and the quarterback, really who the quarterback is, has not mattered all that much for them in the grand scheme of things.
It's been terrible play. I keep wanting them to fall out of playoffs, but it's just
they're just not going to.
That and their schedule hasn't been too difficult.
No.
Yeah, so that's your
number 7.
Is that your 5th?
That was my 6th.
Or your 6th?
Number 7, I have the Denver Broncos.
Whoa!
They did just lose to Houston, but before then they had won 5 straight, something ridiculous.
Yeah, they have.
And
bad teams.
Well, yeah, but they still took. They were a bad team heading into those games. They still took care of business.
So they're the better of the bad teams, yeah.
Didn't they beat Minnesota?
Yeah,
it's not a bad team. Minnesota was heating up when Denver beat them.
They were heating up, but I think we're learning about Josh Dobbs. He's at his best when he doesn't know the playbook, and the more he learns it, the worse he gets.
That's true based on what happened in Tennessee last year as well, I would say.
And he started, Arizona. He started good even though they weren't winning, and then
Josh Dobbs is probably at his best when he's just playing fuck you football. Where he's like, I don't know what's going on right now. I'm just going to make a play. And like I said, he has the most dog per capita of any player in the NFL. So,
I mean, I had Minnesota falling to the 11th seed. I
all the way to 11?
I cool winning streak. I just wasn't too high on it.
Who else do you have finishing ahead of Minnesota? Because I know you said Seattle. Seattle's your 7. I think you said your 8 was the Rams. So who would your 9 and 10 be in this scenario?
The Saints get to beat up on some bad teams. They're a bad team themselves, but
they're not great right now either. But fair enough.
Who's 10? Where's 10? Oh,
Tampa.
I guess. Yeah, Tampa.
Yep.
I don't hate the call. I didn't.
I guess I would if you want. It doesn't really matter.
I mean, Jefferson coming back probably should change things, but regardless,
I think
he wasn't there.
I think Shane Steichen's doing an amazing job, especially without his starting quarterback. But
Mm-hmm.
watching Gardner Minshew in this game, like 2 dropped interceptions, and even then only won the game because you got 2 touchdowns off of blocked punts, and you got to start in the red zone twice, and then having a different holder made Nick Folk miss a PAT, and which was the only reason they were able to take this game to overtime to begin with. Gardner Minshew damn near lost them this game multiple times, and it would have been even worse had Tennessee gotten secured the football twice defensively. He's just look. I get it. Like, it's not ugly, but he is winning. But how sustainable is that? Or sorry, it's not pretty. It's ugly, but he's winning. But how sustainable is this ugly winning from a quarterback who does not protect the football? Is not accurate with any sort of consistency.
But he's got swag
at any level of the field. See, that's the thing. He's got hair. He's Uncle Rico. He's cool, but he stinks.
Swag will win you a game or two in this league.
It's won them.
Ask Ryan Fitzpatrick.
It's won them quite a few. Wait, Fitzpatrick actually kind of has. I don't know. In those last couple of years, he actually looked just kind of good in some games. It wasn't just swag. Like, he genuinely just looked really good in some of those games.
Bro, when you get your helmet pulled to the side and you're still just flinging that ball,
yeah, that's
a
dog.
swag
that's
throw.
Dog. That's pure dog. There's no like you can't calculate that as a passer. You just that's just dog. But as far as I know, I think they're on a 4-game winning streak now in Indy, which is good for them. I just don't know how sustainable their current winning formula is. That's where I'm at with them. I think they finished 8th. I could very easily see them finishing ahead of Denver, but that's where I'm at right now. That's my 7, and that's my
ready
last
for my
man
7.
Out. Yes, sir. Go ahead now.
This is where we disagree a little bit more.
Differ.
So 1 seed we do agree though.
Baltimore.
I got Baltimore.
I would sure hope you'd have them beating San Francisco and then still being the 1 seed. I don't know how they wouldn't be after that.
Yeah. My 2 seed, I do have the Chiefs.
Interesting. So
over the Dolphins.
You have them tying record, or did they finish a game ahead of them?
The Chiefs finished ahead of them. Dolphins, I got losing to the Cowboys, and then I think the Bills beat them again.
Sweep Miami.
Yes.
Interesting.
It was such a beatdown next time. Like, even if the Dolphins adjust, can they adjust enough to beat them again? And with the Bills is weird because the Bills could go in there and lose by a ton or win by a ton, but I'm just going to predict that they win.
We'll see what Joe Brady can do for them to finish out the year. Hopefully good things. Hopefully we talk about Buffalo the next time we do this segment. Because for the sake of me, Joe Brady, I would like to see him have a little career resurgence. So we'll see how that goes.
Well, next time we do this segment, we'll be probably picking all the rest of the playoff games.
The games. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So that's because hopefully we'll be discussing him.
I doubt it.
I do too, because they're not good.
My 4th seed, like I said, I have the Texans.
Okay.
Winning the division.
Yeah.
Like I said, I've been operating under that the Jags are without Trevor Lawrence for a couple of weeks.
That's fair. And I'll say I don't think I took that into enough consideration when making my predictions because I think I kind of agree right now. But either way, it's that's gonna be the matchup in the first round of the playoffs, and I have my winner regardless of who gets home field advantage.
But my 5th seed is actually the Browns.
Okay.
Well, I don't know.
You just can't kill them.
No, it's weird. And I'd have to scroll back here a little bit to see who they play all. I mean, they get to play the Jets. They get to
they have the privilege of playing Sean Mannion.
I have them losing that week. Let's see. They get to. Oh no, that's a different team. They get to play the Bears.
I'm hoping for a Bears win so the Titans get a better draft pick.
And they're going to be playing. I think regardless of how many weeks they play Trevor, they play the Jags this week. So I think even if it's just a week of Trevor Lawrence being out, they get the benefit of him being out.
Okay.
So I think that's what. But anyways, and then my 6th seed, I got to scroll back because I'm like, what's going on here? But I guess they just have a super easy schedule. I have the Bengals.
The
let's see, because they get to play the Colts at home in Cincy. We just talked about Gardner Minshew. I agree. I have them winning that one. They get to play the Vikings in Cincy.
Okay.
I let my feelings of the Vikings be known. They play the Steelers. They do play it in Pittsburgh, but they played close last time, and I think Jake Browning is getting a better feel for the offense. And Mitch Trubisky might be playing. I'm not sure. I had them winning that one.
Does it really matter?
Let's see.
Oh no, Kenny Pickett's really.
Oh no, it probably doesn't matter. Let's see. I have them losing to the Chiefs, and then they play the Browns again, but it's in Cincy.
Yeah.
So they actually do have
a favorable schedule,
a very favorable end of the season, and I liked what I saw from Browning. I don't think it's like, oh, is there a quarterback controversy level of good play? But like,
sure hope not. But at least like, could be a high end backup in the future. Going forward.
Yeah, but with those weapons, and I really like that defense still with their DC. I got them going to the playoffs. But then my 7th seed, they survive the injury. Even with losing a couple weeks in the Jags still make playoffs. I don't think it's that catastrophic, but I have them falling to the 7th seed.
You got to put some respect on CJ Beathard's name, man.
Last time he was a backup and came in and looked good? Wasn't that Kyle Shanahan though?
I was going to say Iowa was known for producing elite players on offense, especially the quarterback position.
Yeah, sure.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, he was a rookie in 2017, drafted by the 49ers in like the 6th or 7th round or something. Maybe he was higher than that. I don't know, but I know he was a rookie drafted by San Francisco. And yeah, he came in and looked decent in his rookie season with not a whole lot of wide receiver help. So, I don't know. But
Christian Kirk's also hurt.
Less than ideal, especially when Calvin Ridley is as hot and cold as he is.
Yeah.
Good against the Titans, though.
But I have the Bills at the 10th seed, man. I would not have believed that at all coming into the season.
I can believe it. Who do you have at 8 and 9 then, out of curiosity? Is it like Denver?
8 I had the Colts.
Yeah, okay.
9 I got Denver.
Wait, I thought okay. That makes sense. Oh, so you got Pittsburgh finishing 11th.
Yes, I do.
Interesting.
8 and 9.
Tennessee finishing 15th, only ahead of New England.
14th.
14th ahead of New
Let's see.
And
the Jets. I think I got the Jets just losing out. I just feel like that team's crumbling.
I feel like we're losing out too, my friend.
Let me check. Let me see what I have going on here. I guess I have y'all winning. I don't know how long this injury is, but I got you guys winning at home final week against the Jags.
Lawrence is gonna be there.
You know what? I don't care. Yeah. I'll stick with the pick.
All right, man. Well,
you guys have been really good at home
when we do our pick 'em. No, we just lost a home game because of terrible miscues.
I doubt you get 2 punts blocked again.
Okay, fair enough. Well, especially after
dropping that many interceptions.
Especially after firing Craig Aukerman.
Yeah. So I'm going to stick with it.
What's crazy is that we had 4 out of 5 offensive linemen get super high PFF grades, including Aaron Brewer had almost a 90. And I think Levis still got...
You just had the best center, I think, right?
I think Levis still got sacked 6 times.
I'd have to do the sacks to know whose fault they are.
Definitely some of them were his... A couple of them were his fault. Like, there was one where Tyjae Spears wide open on 3rd down, as he always is, because Tyjae Spears is a 3rd down passing machine. And Levis, if there's one criticism I think I do have of Levis, that like a real genuine strong criticism, he does not speed up his processor enough on like 3rd downs when you know the defense is coming, because we always get blitzed on 3rd down. Like, more than half the time, I think we get blitzed on 3rd down because defenses know the O-line is terrible and the receivers can't separate. So if it's 3rd down, a blitz is just a free 4th down for you if you're a defense playing against Tennessee. So Levis needs to read especially in the flat. Is that not the first read on that play? And if it's not, Tim Kelly should be fired, because why would the flat not be the first read on that play if it's 3rd and short and you're just trying to get the sticks? And if it is the first read, why is Levis not looking at it? Because Spears was wide open the whole time. And there have been quite a few 3rd down plays this year where Spears has been wide open and either Levis didn't see it or he didn't have time to get to it because it's not the first read and the O-line is terrible. And if it's not, why is Spears in the short field not the first read, though? Either Tim Kelly is for some reason making that like the 3rd read on the play because he wants to take a shot 40 yards downfield on a 3rd and 2, which we've done a few times this year. Or Levis wants to take a shot on 3rd and 2, 40 yards downfield instead of reading the play what it's supposed to be. I know Tim Kelly is known for this kind of thing, like of where like he just wants the big play, even when it's like, hey man, can we? He's almost like the opposite of Todd Downing, which sometimes it's fun because it works, but sometimes it's really frustrating. And I'm going off on a tangent here. I apologize.
I was just saying, welcome to Titans Talk.
Anyways, please throw the ball to Tyjae Spears on 3rd down. He's always open and he always makes a man miss. Just throw it to Tyjae Spears on 3rd down.
But I think it's time for us to pick the actual
football
games.
Yes, sir.
Are you ready, or want me to go first?
I guess I can go first for the NFC because we'll just make the same order we did the playoff predictions in. So, round 1, it starts off with the 2, which is Dallas, against number 7, which is Green Bay. Green Bay Dallas playoff rivalry. Here we are.
Ooh, Mike, get back.
The Mike McCarthy revenge game. I do have Dallas winning. I have Jordan Love putting up a fight, though. I don't think it's going to be, some 40-7, whatever route.
Yeah, it'd be like 34-17.
34-24. All right, let's be nice. We've got Lions versus Rams. Jared Goff get back game, and I do think this is a weird year where I think for the most part, the wild card teams are just not winning the playoff games. Traditionally, they do. Like you do see a bunch of the road teams winning. I don't see it this year. I don't know who's going to do it. Because I feel like these, especially in the NFC side of things, these wild card teams are just not good enough.
No.
To upset these powerhouses winning the division. Except I do have Philadelphia obviously beating Atlanta. That's not going to be an upset. They're going to be favored by double digits.
Probably. Even in that Atlanta dome.
Yeah. I've got Dallas, Detroit, Philadelphia all moving on to the next round.
Mm-hmm.
And then you, sir, your NFC.
So so my 4-5 is also.
Are we just gonna do the whole? Should we just do the whole NFC, and then like the whole round of the NFC, and then go? Because
is that what you want to do?
We're gonna be going back and forth a lot. I think if we don't do it like that, and I think that's
okay. Yeah, you can just take us through your.
No, I totally forgot about this. It's my bad. All right. So now it is Dallas versus Detroit and San Francisco versus Philadelphia. I do have the Cowboys beating the Lions. And I do have the 49ers beating the Eagles just like they did in the regular season. If they can beat them in Philly, they can beat them in San Francisco.
Both of your matchups, one has already been previewed, one will be previewed. We do play the Lions later this year.
Yes. Which that's going to be a fun game, for sure. Got to watch that one. But
for sizzle.
I do have the Cowboys beating the Lions. And then it is Dallas coming to San Francisco, the AFC Championship game. And I think I've been doing this all year. I'm going to keep doing it. I do have San Francisco winning this game.
Okay.
I just have a hard time.
I have
a hard time.
We've seen it these last 2 years of Dallas going to San Francisco and losing.
Yeah. I don't have.
And Dak looking terrible.
I don't have this in embarrassing fashion, and I don't think it's going to be nearly as bad of a loss as it was in the regular season or in the playoffs like recently. And I don't think Dak's going to be awful. I think this is going to be a much tighter game, but San Francisco is ultimately going to come out on top because I think they just match up too well against Dallas, and it's been proven time and time again. They're a bad matchup for Dallas. It just is what it is. So I do have San Francisco moving on.
Can't be bad at it. I've seen this game 3 times in the last 2 years.
Yeah, probably 4. For being honest, they're probably going to meet again.
Yeah. So that's your whole NFC side. You got the Niners going to the Super Bowl.
That's where I'm at.
Okay. My NFC side. I've got the 4-5 of Eagles at Falcons. I got the Eagles winning. My 6-3 is the Packers going to Detroit. Got Detroit winning.
Okay.
And then my 7-2 is Seattle going to the Niners. Got the Niners winning. We got 2 divisional rematches in this game here.
Those are always fun.
Yeah. And then I've got the 3-seeded Detroit going to the 2-seeded Niners. Detroit, I wish you could go farther. I know I had you going way farther last time, but I've come down on them, and I got the Niners winning. And then the 5th-seeded Eagles going to the 1st-seeded Cowboys. it sucks because this game is about to happen. So I could be proven wrong essentially in a week. But I got the 1-seeded Cowboys winning.
Taking care of business.
And then conference championship game is the 2-seeded Niners at the Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
So this is different than what we've seen in the past because last 3 games have been in San Fran.
Mm-hmm.
For me, which quarterback do I like more? I think that's always a very valid way to pick a game because there's solid reasoning. We see the value of quarterbacks in games.
There are 52 other players on a team, and 47 others dressed on a game day. But yes,
and I think Dallas's pass rush against that Niners O-line outside of Trent Williams will get the job done. They'll be pissed off. I got the Cowboys winning.
Okay. You're not helping the "it's our year" stereotypes here.
This is the best team I've seen
I'm with you.
Maybe the entire time that I've been a fan.
It's a phenomenal team this year in Dallas. But
I think this is the best team ever since I've been a fan.
I think that's fair.
And we've talked about this before, if your team has a legitimate shot, it's going to be hard for you not to.
As a fan, yeah, for you to say no, no, we're not going to win at all. Yeah, I get it.
Every fan base does it, but somehow Dallas is the only one with the stigma.
That's because they're the loudest.
Because we're the biggest.
Whatever.
I'm just saying we are.
Yeah, no, I get it. AFC now. I guess I'm doing AFC.
Yeah.
Miami versus Denver. Miami's not hanging 70 on them again, but they are still beating them.
They drop a 40.
Yeah, they drop a 35-40. Yeah. Still dropping 30 plus. They're not dropping 70, but they're beating them. Kansas City against Cleveland. I do think the Linsanity run that Cleveland's been having would run out against Kansas City.
For sure.
And then Houston versus Jacksonville. Like I said, I don't think I took into consideration the Trevor Lawrence injury enough. With that being said, I think this would be my 4 and 5 regardless, and I would have Houston winning this game regardless. So
Houston winning?
Yes, I have Houston beating Jacksonville.
Interesting.
You had Houston winning the division, and Jacksonville is your 7, and you think it's perplexing that I have Houston beat one. Okay.
With a healthy Lawrence?
They've already beaten them with a healthy Lawrence. What does it matter?
Hey, I've seen Lawrence in the playoffs. I've seen him go animal mode.
I've seen C.J. Stroud in the playoffs. He played his best game in college, in the playoffs.
That is not the NFL playoffs.
I don't care about the NFL college. I watched C.J. Stroud play. Look. Every criticism that anybody had about C.J. Stroud disappeared in that playoff game against Georgia, in a game that they would have won if their kicker just made the damn field goal. And that, by the way, that Georgia team went on to beat the brakes off of TCU in what was probably the worst national championship game ever put on national television. So I have no doubt in my mind, yeah, C.J. Stroud would have done just fine against that TCU team. And with that being said, I have no qualms about picking Houston to win this game. I think they'll be fine. Excuse me.
Okie dokie.
Now, getting into the meat and potatoes here. Round 2. It is Baltimore versus Houston, and Miami against Kansas City. And
fun games.
Houston, you've overachieved this year. I think we can all agree there. A divisional round. Fantastic. You're not beating Baltimore.
Best start to a rookie quarterback ever.
Yeah, and for a rookie head coach as well, for D'Amico Ryans to make it to round 2 of the playoffs, getting a playoff win under their belt together in year 1, way ahead of schedule.
Like Dayball.
Yeah, you'd have to be. Well, yeah, the difference is Dayball stuck with Daniel Jones for another 3 years after this one, and Ryans gets the.
You're right, which makes what Dayball did more impressive.
Ryans gets the privilege of having C.J. Stroud for another 4 years, but he's going to get extended after year 3. It's going to be. It's a no-brainer. C.J. Stroud's going to be in Houston for a long time. So, with that being said, I think we can hang. If you're Houston, you can hang your hat on this season.
For sure. You can hang your hat on it already.
Yeah, already. You've overachieved, but for sure, if you win a playoff game, and then even if you get blown out by Baltimore in round 2, you weren't supposed to be there to begin with. So that's fine. And I do have Kansas City beating the Dolphins in the rematch, just like they did in the Raiders. I do think they are the better team. I just think the way the seeding lines up, Miami will finish ahead. But I think I've seen Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs. I've seen Andy Reid's coaching in the playoffs. This has not been Andy Reid's best year. But with that being said, Kansas City's defense has been very good for the most part. It's just
best in the Mahomes era.
Definitely.
I agree.
Yeah, I would say definitely the best defense Mahomes has had. It's not perfect, but it is very good. So I think they can contain Miami just like they did the last time. I have Baltimore beating Kansas City though. I have Baltimore going to the Super Bowl, and I think I've had Baltimore, San Francisco for the most part in my head all season. But I'm gonna let you make your AFC predictions here, and then we'll do Super Bowl talk afterwards.
All right. Yeah, because also some of the matchups are the same, so I didn't want to say too much.
Yeah.
I think they're the same. We'll see. So my 4-5 is the Browns going to the Texans. I got the Texans winning, so we both have kind of the same storyline, I guess, for the Texans of making the divisional round. But Joe Flacco or CJ Stroud at this moment? Who are you picking?
I think CJ Stroud's probably the better quarterback. Granted, playoff Flacco. Hang on. You're not taking that into account. This is playoff Flacco's got aura. All right, playoff Flacco is an animal. It's CJ Stroud. I'm taking CJ Stroud.
We'll see. And then I've got the Cincinnati Bengals going to the Miami Dolphins, getting beaten. I got the Dolphins winning. And this is what I was saying about the AFC side earlier, was like, I've got two teams here in the wild card weekend that have backup quarterbacks playing, which is never ideal.
No, you got Jake Browning and Joe Flacco.
Yeah. And then I've got the 7-seeded Jags going to Kansas City. This is a rematch from last year. I've got so Trevor Lawrence is coming back off injury, but I got him beating the Chiefs.
Okay.
I've got the 7-seeded Jags beating the 2-seeded Kansas City Chiefs. Something's been off about this Chiefs team all year. Give me the Jags.
I certainly felt like picking against them in round one. I thought that would have been fun to do. I didn't commit. I thought like Cleveland, like it would have been fun to just pick Joe Flacco, playoff Flacco to beat Kansas City. But, I did have them. I didn't feel good about them making the AFC Championship game, but I really don't feel good about any AFC team besides the Ravens. Like you said, Miami doesn't really have a quality win against anybody. Like against a really good opponent. Kansas City's been weird. And then whoever comes out in the AFC South, I think, is not quite all there. So, yeah, sorry. Continue.
Yeah. And then I got the 4-seeded Texans going to the 3-seeded Dolphins. This is also where CJ Stroud's season ends, as I got the Dolphins winning. And then I got the 7-seeded Jags going to Baltimore. And sadly, it would be great to see a 7-seed go all the way. It's not happening. Baltimore's winning. Which sets up a Miami at Baltimore AFC Championship game. Is it boring to have the 1 seeds in both conferences win and go to the Super Bowl? Yes. Is that what I have happening? Yes. I got Baltimore winning.
Does it not happen very often? Yes, it does. It is what it is. Like,
the top 2 seeds, I know the last several years have been the teams that have been going.
Yeah, it's very rare for somebody who's not the one of the two to be in the Super Bowl.
You get some fun upsets early, but the teams that have been good continue to be good.
We'll take care of business as the season goes on.
So we both have. So I think we both have Baltimore, right, in the Super Bowl.
Both have Baltimore. You have Dallas. I have San Francisco. And I really want to pick the Ravens. I'm
pick them.
Pick the Ravens.
We're gonna get a preview of it. We
are, and I think the outcome of that game doesn't necessarily determine, mentally for me, who I think wins the game in the Super Bowl.
Especially because you get a neutral field, kind of, in the Super Bowl.
Right, but I mean, even if it's a blowout one way or another, it won't determine.
A blowout could change my mind.
A little bit, but it won't. You can get blown out by a team early in the season, then blow them out later in the season. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm hoping for. That's what I got. That's what I got needing to happen.
Yeah, that's what you need to happen this weekend. But excuse me. Yeah, I'm here. Hoping for a Baltimore Super Bowl, man. I think Lamar deserves it. I think Mike McDonald for sure. If that defense just pitches a clinic in the Super Bowl, that man gets a blank check with his name on it and a head coaching job somewhere.
Well, because don't we usually see head coaching vacancies kind of being filled up during the playoffs?
Well, yeah, hey, shh.
All right, my bad.
Let me have my fun. But yes, no, you're right. Which is I never like. Yeah, I
hate
you want to
it.
get your
It makes
guy,
it weird.
You want to get your guy earlier on, but like some of the best candidates are still going to be coaching that late.
Well, yeah, that's what made it weird during the Super Bowl because both of the coordinators for the Eagles had already said they were going to be with these other jobs, and it's like they're in the Super Bowl with a different team. It just makes it kind of weird for me.
Yeah, I'm with
and
you.
Then the whole fan base that has just is getting that coach are going to watch.
Well, especially how often do we see a guy have an interview the night before a playoff game, and then all of a sudden his unit does not look nearly as prepared as they normally are the following day?
Yeah,
that's a regular occurrence, and it's like, look, I get it, but there's got to be maybe the NFL should consider some kind of tampering rule that says like, hey, you're not allowed to talk to coaches that are still in the playoffs because they've got work to do. Like, just wait for them to get out. But the only issue there is you don't want to wait for your guy to become available, and then meanwhile he decides he doesn't want to hire with you. He wants to get hired by somebody else. But then your backup plan was eliminated 2 weeks ago, and he's already taken another job, and now you're stuck having to hire Kellen Moore or whatever.
That would suck.
That's what I'm saying.
It could. I mean, they just need to push back the whole coaching hiring process.
Yeah, maybe in general, nobody should be allowed to talk to anybody until after the playoffs.
Yeah, wait for the season to end.
Collect yourself. You know what I mean? But I get it. I mean, I get why they don't do it that way, but the off season is so long as it is. Just give them some time.
And in terms of evaluating players, especially for the draft, it's there's enough time. We see people get too in their head about prospects because of how much time there is.
Yes. Well, that's quite possibly what happened with the Panthers this offseason, because C.J. Stroud was projected to go number one for quite a while, and then leading up to the draft, it became Bryce Young.
Yeah.
And I think we talked about it last week. You have
it sounds like it was just the owner.
Oh, well, how easy is it for him to say, oh, actually, I wanted Stroud, but everybody else said they wanted Bryce. Which, by the way, if you're an owner, if you're the owner,
it comes out that the owner is the one who wanted Bryce Young.
Well, his words, David Tepper's words, were that he wanted Stroud and everybody else wanted Bryce. Which
I don't believe him at all because I only hear the opposite.
No, I don't believe a fucking word. But on top of that, even if that is true, why on earth would you say that? Not even 1 year into your rookie quarterback's career. Are you stupid? Well, I know he's stupid. I know David Tepper's stupid. He's one of the worst owners in professional sports. But arguably definitely the worst owner in the NFL, besides maybe the McCaskies or Spanos. But he's guaranteed bottom three.
I'll be honest, I don't hear about those other ones you just said as much. I hear about them somewhat, but I'm hearing about Tepper a lot.
Chargers and Bears, but
I'm hearing about Tepper enough.
We'll know for sure the bottom three, but I would honestly Tepper is the worst.
But yeah. Also, because there's video footage of Josh McCown going to C.J. Stroud and being like, dude, so excited when you get here. Clearly the coaches.
We'll play some pickup when you get here.
We could be golfing.
And he's already been fired as well.
Yeah.
Which Josh McCown wanted C.J. Stroud.
Clearly.
Yeah, he loved him.
And we could talk about Reich. Maybe I believe he wanted Stroud.
I think so too, but I think long term, I'm kind of glad that didn't happen because Reich's
because now you get to play Stroud twice a year.
Well, obviously, I'm so excited about that for the next.
Yeah, long term, you shouldn't be happy. As
a football fan, I'm glad C.J. Stroud didn't get stuck with Frank Reich for the first 4 years of his career or whatever, because we would not be seeing what we're seeing right now quite to the extent. I think Stroud would have been good, but Frank Reich is just a hack. I think I don't know. Maybe he should be a quarterback coach somewhere. He shouldn't even be calling plays, though. I firmly believe. Not a good enough offensive coordinator.
Well, he made the decision to not call plays and then to call plays.
Well, see, he doesn't even know if he should be calling plays or not.
He probably was like, all right, obviously, I've come to my senses. It's not working out. I should not call plays. And then he saw the other guy do it. It's like, oh, fuck, that was terrible, too.
That's exactly what happened with the Jets quarterback situation. Okay, I hear you. Let's
Ugh.
bench Zach Wilson. Oh, you mean Tim Boyle isn't any better? Are you sure? Okay, I guess we got to put Zach Wilson back in the game. Like, I don't. They should have brought Flacco back. Damn it.
That's what I was confused by. I was like, yeah, he was already with the team. I know different people, but come on now.
It's whatever. It's whatever. What's your Super Bowl, sir?
So obviously, I got the Cowboys and the Ravens
I
in the
wonder
Super Bowl.
who your victor is in this match.
We got back-to-back years of brother-on-brother quarterback play.
After never having it happen before, we once again have 2 years in a row now, two brothers starting
In my prediction.
in the Super Bowl. Hey, Brock Purdy got some melanin. No.
That's like one of the whitest quarterbacks in the league.
Yeah, he's like the epitome of like white guy quarterback.
Yeah,
but
like non-problematic.
Yeah,
white
loves
guy.
Jesus. Definitely volunteers. I feel.
He's farming in his free time. We've seen it.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
But anyways, Cowboys, Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
You know we them boys, right?
Oh, brother.
You know we are them boys.
So I've been told. Yes, so I've been told.
Do the Ravens have Micah Parsons?
They have Justin Madubuike, who, by the way, is like 8th in Defensive Player of the Year. I didn't even realize he's pretty high up there right now. He's higher than Aaron Donald, which is fun. Yeah.
Do the Ravens have Micah Parsons?
They have Lamar Jackson.
Do they have Micah Parsons?
They have Zay Flowers.
I just need an answer. Do they have Micah Parsons? You're naming other people.
They have Keaton
Do
Mitchell.
they have Micah?
They have Keaton Mitchell. They don't have Micah.
The answer is no.
They have
Do the Ravens have Deron Bland?
They have Roquan Smith.
Do they have Deron Bland?
They have Geno Stone.
So the answer is no.
Yeah.
Do they have CD Lamb?
They have Zay Flowers.
Who's better?
Zay Flowers.
You are, dude. You're trying to make me angry.
I love CeeDee Lamb. I've always loved CeeDee Lamb. I was telling you when they drafted him, like, yeah, he's better than Jerry Jeudy. This is a great pick. Like, this is awesome. And yeah, I've been right. Jeudy kind of stinks. Not actually. Jeudy doesn't stink. Judy's fine. But Lamb is.
I believe he stinks.
Lamb is obviously like better.
Team Steve Smith.
Yeah, Lamb is much better. Like objectively, nobody can even argue at this point that Lamb is not better than Jerry Jeudy. He's just better.
And he's currently better than Zay Flowers.
And he's definitely better than Henry Ruggs for that draft class, who is no longer in the league due to non-football reasons. Yes. CD's obviously the best wide.
Are the Ravens going to have Mark Andrews?
No.
Nope.
No. They will likely have Isaiah Likely for this game, though.
I don't give a fuck. Jake Ferguson on top. Dallas Cowboys year, baby. Here's my crotch.
Yo, we got to clip that. Here's my crotch. Brayden McClellan, 2023.
Dallas Cowboys 2024 Super Bowl champions.
If the Cowboys win the Super Bowl, I need to get here's my crotch poster.
Here's
with
my
just
crotch.
The star logo covering your balls. You know,
Who would you have Super Bowl winning? Who would you have Super Bowl MVP be? Lamar, I'm assuming, for your picks.
Yeah, probably would have to be Lamar for me. But if Dallas won, I feel well for me, San Francisco is my other team, so I would say probably could be CMC. Could be. I think Deebo Samuel might be my favorite pick there. But I can even see Brandon Ayuk or George Kittle get it. But I'm gonna say Deebo if it's San Francisco. But for Dallas, if Dallas were to win, does Deron Bland get a pick 6 in that game? Because if so, we could be talking about him. Does Micah Parsons get a strip sack? If so, we could talk about him. Generally speaking, probably Dak Prescott.
For me, it would go Dak, Micah, very close. And then it would be like CeeDee Lamb and then probably Bland. Because I think we've seen wide receivers get it a couple times more recently. I don't remember. Is a corner ever won Super Bowl MVP?
I don't know, man. You get 2 picks. One of them being a pick 6. I feel like you got it.
Yeah, if you get 2 picks and one of them is a pick 6,
you got it.
And you play good coverage the rest of the snaps.
If it's a game sealing pick 6, you got it.
Yeah. 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 You guys heard it here first. You've definitely never heard anyone else say that, but the Cowboys are going to win the Super Bowl this year.
Yep, nobody else has ever said this before.
But it's just like we're good. Like,
no, if ever there was a year to say this is our year, it's this year. I'm with you.
Yeah,
I think that's fine. Like, Dallas is fantastic. I have no qualms about it wouldn't shock me in the slightest if they won the Super Bowl.
no, they're in the contender tier.
Yeah,
Them, Baltimore, the Niners, the Eagles. I think you'd probably still put the Chiefs in there just because even though I have them losing a wild card round, Mahomes is still that guy.
Time even calling the Eagles a contender because we all year long I've been saying I think they're going to put it together, but they just haven't put together a complete oh yeah, this is a Super Bowl contender kind of game, and they've played 12 games.
For me, they're a contender until knocked out.
I think that's fair just because they were in it last year. They're still, as of right now, they've won the games that they've won. But I don't know. I have a hard time with it. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, right now, the Niners should be favored. I picked the Cowboys, but the Niners should be favored to win the conference. But yeah.
I hear you.
Do we want to move to top 3 of the week?
Top 3 of the week? Yes, sir. In fact, let me put this together. I actually haven't quite put this together. I have my number 1 because I feel like it's an obvious one. My number 2 as well is definitely sorted out. But number 3, I kind of want to get a little saucy with it.
All right. Top 3 of the week.
What we got, Brayden?
Christmas decorations. I think for the rest of December, we're going to be doing Christmas themed top 3s. We did movies last week. This week we're doing Christmas decorations.
Yes, we're keeping the theme going here this month. Very festive, very fun.
How specific are we getting? Is it just lights, or do you got to be specific about the lights?
Any decoration, what do you call it? This could be Elf on the Shelf. This could be a Nutcracker.
That's a friend. The Elf on the Shelf is a friend. He is not a decoration.
It can be both. I've asked him. He said he was okay with me calling him that. Lights, tree, whatever. You don't have to be this light from this company I bought at this store is my number 2. Just be lights. Could be a wreath. Could be your Megazord could be a Christmas. It's got some red on it. Got some red and green on it. It's Christmas.
The Niners just signed Logan Ryan.
Did they now?
Yeah.
The guy who ended the Patriots dynasty.
Correct.
Yes. Well, I know. I watched the game. I viewed it. Yeah. Logan Ryan.
Yeah.
Interesting. I wonder if they're going to have him at corner or safety. So he's been better at safety these last couple of years now, which is what the Giants played him at. Which is what he's been better at. Or it's slot corner would be fine too. Just don't play him on the outside because he's going to get demolished.
Anyways, top 3 of the week.
Top 3 of the week.
Christmas decorations.
We
always go 3-3,
2-2,
3-3, 2-2, 1-1. I go first, right? Because it's on your channel.
Yes.
Okay, so let me think.
You get to go first.
Okay, that's gonna be my 1. That'll be my 2. My 3.
I'm thinking about my 3 as well. I've got my 1 and 2 down pat.
My 3. All right, I got him. My 3. I'm gonna go with the outside inflatable decorations.
I was just fucking thinking about that. God damn it. Oh, okay. Well,
if I had to pick one, I would go snow globe, honestly.
Okay.
When they got some snow blowing around in there.
Okay.
I think I just, Dirk, the first time he saw an inflatable decoration was terrified. Because you just hear the... He was freaked out, but he's chill with them now. But yeah, I like, in my neighborhood, we got a good Grinch inflated up there. We got a good snowman. I think we got a Santa somewhere.
Okay.
Inflatable decorations.
Okay.
My number 3.
I'm going to go with another outdoor one here. Actually, okay. I've been traumatized by those inflatable ones because when I worked at unnamed hardware store with the blue, not the orange, no free shout outs here. When I worked there, we had ours up in October, and we had an inflatable Santa who would sing, and they didn't turn him off for like a month. So every day I'd walk through work and I would hear Santa singing, and it was torture. So now with that being said, my number three outside, it's another outside decoration. It's not inflatable though. It's them reindeers that you get. You know, I'm talking about them. I don't know. I guess they can be wood, they can be metal, whatever. But you get them reindeer decorations.
Yeah,
Sitting in your front yard. I love those. I'm a sucker.
We had some nice ones that lit up as well.
Yeah, those fuck. Those fuck.
Well,
yeah.
We did have a family set, so they had to have had fucked.
All right, yeah. That's okay.
That's how kids are made. I don't know what you.
I'm aware. It's good to know. I do plan on having them at some point in my lifetime, so I should know. So thank you. All right, you're number two, good sir. What we got going
on? I got. So to me, we've talked about this, and I know you are not, but I am, and I don't. This is not a shot if that came across as one, but I am a religious man.
Right.
This is a very important religious holiday to me.
I know what this is.
The Nativity.
That's where I thought you were going with this.
Little baby Jesus right here.
Little baby Jesus.
I've got like a cheap set next to me, but actually at my house we have a super nice, Nativity expensive set.
Good.
That goes hard.
Good deal.
Goes real hard. To me, that's what this holiday is about. So, gotta have some representation of that. I'm gonna go with Nativity set at 2.
I fucks with it. I was gonna say lights here, but I feel like that's a little too generic, and I feel like when I get into my number one, I can discuss that a little bit anyway. So for my number two, I'm gonna say, it's a classic. Nothing too fancy. The wreaths on the door. I love me some wreaths, man.
I never cared for them.
I think it's the simplest way to get a little festive with it is to just put a little wreath on your door. My mom always does it. I like decorating my wreath. I like having a nice little pretty little wreath. It doesn't have to be super basic. I can have some red sprinkled in there. It doesn't have to be a little green little thing. I like getting a little freaky with it. So listen, I'm a freak. We discussed this in what was that, 2 weeks ago?
The horny episode.
The horny episode. And then I happened to get into a relationship right after the horny episode.
Immediately. I was like, dude. You think has she listened to that?
I don't know if she has. She knows this exists. She's aware of what's going on.
Because she tuned into a live stream of yours.
She
so she knows the channel.
Live stream last week. She did watch our Pokemon live stream last week, in which you told her, "Hey, take care of my boy. And treat him like a king."
I did.
And
I did.
She has been. She's wonderful. She's so wonderful.
But the reason I point that out is because it's on your channel. It's like it was like the most recent thing you had uploaded, and it sounds like it would be very in her interest to listen.
Look, even if okay, this is all I'm gonna say. Even if she hadn't seen the episode, there's nothing in there that's gonna tell her something she don't already know. With all due respect, I don't know that she's gonna learn much.
You're gonna listen back to it and you're like, oh, I forgot I said that. I hope she doesn't hear that.
I might have to listen. No, I might have to listen back to it. I gotta maybe her and I should watch it together. Anywho, the wreath. Love me the wreath. I've been getting a little freaky with the wreath sometimes. Not that I fuck the wreath, mind you, but I decorate it a little bit. I like having a festive ass wreath. So yeah, your number one, sir. I think I might know what this is. It might be the same as my number one.
I mean, this is the classic.
Is there any other choice?
I got a tiny one right behind me.
You sure do. Sure do. That's the Dirkmas.
Christmas trees.
Yep.
Well, I got the Dirkmas tree right here.
Dirkmas tree.
And, because it gets to encapsulate this a lot of different things. There's lights on it.
Yeah.
There's ornaments on it.
The skirt.
Other decorations you want.
You know what I mean? I felt we can make this a joint segment here because obviously that's my number one as well.
I got a star on mine.
Right.
You can't really tell because it's the way the angle is. Tons of ornaments with pictures of Dirk, so you also could get almost it's almost like a capsule of your whole life.
I love personalized ornaments, especially with pictures in them or that sort of thing. Like I love having personal. But what we do every Christmas is we go to like Kohl's or whatever, and we'll go to the ornaments section and we'll
Mhm.
pick one out. Like what do you call it? One of my favorites is Brian Griffin holding a beer. I got Stewie holding a present like the year before that. I have an Optimus Prime in there somewhere.
We do. Oh, okay. So do you not go to the pictures too often?
Oh no, we got some of those. What do you call it? I plan on this year. I've talked to my girlfriend about like a picture of us and like putting it in an ornament because I moved out this year. This is my first time living on my own. I actually need to go buy my Christmas tree after I get paid, but I was thinking like her and I could make like a picture ornament that I could hang on my tree for my first Christmas in my own place. Not that I'm going to be here on Christmas. I'm going to be with my mom and my brother and my sister, but I'm still going to be in my apartment like for a decent chunk of the holiday season. I want to spend some time with my cat. I'm going to have alone time with my cat. I fucking love my cat, as everybody knows. Well documented. I do love my cat. So
he's in here a lot.
I don't think he's ever missed an episode.
Probably not.
Maybe one time he like slipped throughout the whole thing.
I doubt
Generally speaking, though, he either climbs up here or you'll see him running around back there being orange. But yeah, like I fucks with the picture heavily, and like the trees you can get versatile with it. You can make it.
Bro, feel free to steal this. Get a little Bowie tree.
Yeah, I like the green. I like the green trees, but you can get white. You know what I mean? I fucks with the white tree because it's it's snowy.
Bro, there are 3. Well, I guess if we count this one, there's 4 trees in this house.
Mm-hmm.
There's a big ass, like 12-foot tree in this house.
Mm-hmm.
We got a white one in my mom's like office.
Okay.
And then we have the tree that we've like had for a while. This is like the family Christmas tree where we actually do all the Christmas stuff around.
The 12-footer is not the big family tree?
No.
How big is the family tree?
There are presents under right now.
Interesting.
So the family tree is like a normal
like
6 foot.
Okay. Makes a little
My mom just randomly was like, we going crazy.
And we get the 12-footer. All right, I fucks with it.
Yeah.
She get the 12 feet of venom.
But yeah, we both So we both got the tree.
Yeah, I think there's really no other way that could have gone.
You know what? I have a question for you though about Christmas trees.
Yeah, what's up?
All right, solid green tree, right? Let's just say you got a solid green tree, because I feel like that's the base.
That is the base. Yeah.
Is that your favorite? This isn't the question I was going to ask, but is that your favorite?
I would say yeah. I think it's what I've grown accustomed to. It's been what I've been around. It feels the most like home to me. Like when I like the white ones, but they don't feel like waking up on Christmas morning and having some coffee and in your matching onesies with your mama.
I can't wait for Christmas this year.
Oh Lord,
new baby in the family, first Christmas.
Fuck yeah,
my nephew. They're gonna be here.
You're literally Unk. It's Unk's first Christmas.
I've told my sister he's either calling me just Brayden. I don't need you can just call me Brayden straight up or Unk.
It's Unk's first Christmas for you.
Yeah, it's Unk's first Christmas.
First Christmas as well. Get it twisted.
But here, question:
the
lights on the tree. Nice, solid, like bright, regular, like light lights, like white. I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know what the color, yellowish,
white.
Or colored.
I'm gonna go
because I got my opinion.
I think personally, I prefer the white, but if it's not, it's gotta be red and green lights. It cannot be any other color. If you're getting colored lights on a tree, you can't have purple on that shit. Doesn't make any sense.
Oh, we disagree. We disagree. I was literally the first color I was gonna come out of my mouth was because I prefer the colored. The one we have here, I think, is red, green, blue, and purple.
Okay, well, it's red and green. Like it's supposed to be Christmassy. That's fine.
Yeah.
I just meant like you can't have like solid purple light going all around.
You can have whatever the fuck you want.
Well, yeah, you can. Like you can have fucking pink on your Christmas tree if you want. It's your fucking tree. I'm just saying. Like,
what's wrong with pink? Why are you using that as the example?
My homophobia has nothing to do with this, Brayden.
Whoa! Why are you associating homosexuality with the color pink? Whoa!
Because pink's fucking gay. Only real men. If you're a man and you like pink, you're fucking gay.
Yeah.
You should.
I like purple.
And if you disagree, you should take those girly hands, All
right, fuck this joke. I'm not doing any build up. I want to fuck you.
I want to have sex.
I'm looking for a femboy to just bottom out.
I need some pussy in my life. I smell boy pussy. This is gonna get monetized. Not that we have
a man like
make
me
money off this to begin with, but this is no advertising on this video whatsoever.
Not that
welcome.
A man like me, women come easy. The challenge is starting to become getting some pussy, and I like a challenge.
I love a challenge. Now we could do this the easy way, or we could do this the hard way. Choice is yours.
Choice is yours. Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Should we do
the pick'ems this week? We didn't do it on stream last time
because I forgot.
Or on pod.
I missed the Cowboys game, and it wasn't until like Saturday. I was like, "Fuck!" I didn't do my picks. I would have picked Dallas too. So
yep,
tragic.
So
that would have been
for the year. For the year, you're up 2.
I'd be up 3 if we did them last week, but it is what it is.
Last week, I went perfect until Sunday Night Football. Mm-hmm. I was right about everything up until the Packers beat the Chiefs, and then I was also wrong about the Bengals beating the Jags.
Let's see.
I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna have a perfect week. There's no way the Packers beat the Chiefs, and there's no way the Bengals beat the Jags, and then both happened.
Excuse me.
But yeah, Jacob, you were at 113. I am at 111.
So, I don't think this has been either of our strongest years.
I've had really, you know what? For me, it's like when I have a bad week, I have a terrible week.
You've been very hot and cold because you've had amazing weeks and you've had some abysmal weeks.
Yeah,
I think I've had 2 like absolutely atrocious weeks, but 2 of us had them in the same week, and that was just because everything was an upset that week.
Yes.
Yeah, and
it's because I feel like I just take more shots, and because it's the NFL, like those happen, and I wouldn't say
I'm either. Take more shots. I think you and I take different shots, and for the most part, we've evened out because I'm only 2 ahead of you.
Yeah,
because I was like every week it seems like you pick one where I'm like hell no, and then I pick one and you're like hell no, and then sometimes I'm right, sometimes you're right. Sometimes we're both wrong.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 of the 13 weeks I won.
Dallas is favored against Philadelphia.
We'll get there.
Don't
you peeking ahead. All right, but let's just get started. We got the Patriots. Patriots at the Steelers.
Miami's favored 13.5 against Tennessee. We'll get there. Anyways, I'm not picking New England to win a single game this year.
No, I don't feel comfortable with that.
No, they're finishing 2-15. I don't care.
Yeah, give me the Steelers, and then another team that's really hard to ever pick. We got the Panthers at the Saints.
I feel like they're going to get one more eventually, but I don't think it's
probably. I don't. Yeah, it's just if it was Saints at Carolina, I could see it, but Saints do have a good home field.
Yeah, I think so. The Dome is a tough place to play.
Yeah, and then Lions at Bears. Gotta go Lions.
Gotta go Detroit. I think it's a bounce back week for them. I would love for the Bears to win this game just for the Titans draft positioning's sake, but the football fan in me wants to see Detroit win some more games.
Oh yeah. But then Texans at Jets.
Texans.
Yeah.
I feel pretty good about that one.
Ugh. I wish the Jets were better. Because then we could also possibly be getting the greatest single season return ever.
I really do wish the Jets managed to win just like 2 more games up to this point. Because if we saw Aaron Rodgers come back and then just win a couple games for them and then like squeak them into the 7th seed or whatever and then go out and run, like what a season it would be.
I just want to see him play football again within the same season because that would be insane.
It would be, but at this point he's not playing for anything other than pride because there's nothing to play for.
If there was a quarterback to just be like, I kind of want to show off that I made this recovery, it would be Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, Yeah, it'd be awesome.
And by the way, no shame in that, dude. If you're able to come back from an Achilles in the same season, you gotta, dude. I feel like you just gotta flex that.
Yeah, that's fair. I just
Dude,
hope
play
it doesn't-
one snap just to say it happened.
I just hope it. What do you call it? He doesn't like re-aggravated, and that's it. His career's over, and like there's something else that can.
I think he should, honestly. Now that I said it out loud, I kind of like the idea. Just go play one snap just to say it happened, dude.
Yeah, I'm with you.
But anyways, Colts at Bengals.
You know what? Bengals at home. Fuck it. Jake Browning football. Let's do it.
Yeah, I already, like I said earlier. I said this earlier in the vid. I got that game. I got the Bengals here.
Let's do it. Jake Browning for the win.
And then I fairly confident Trevor Lawrence less Jags at the Cleveland Browns.
I've got Cleveland winning this one too.
So do I. Rams at Ravens.
Oh.
This is such a tough draw for the Rams because they're like getting hot,
But
now they got to play the Ravens in Baltimore.
I've got the Ravens winning. Granted, I think this is gonna be a close one.
Yeah, I mean I got to go Ravens.
It very well could be a close
one. Bucks at Falcons. I'll go Falcons.
I've got Falcons, but I don't really care.
No, this division. Who cares about this division?
It'd
Vikings at Raiders.
If one of them somehow managed to beat the 5th seed in the playoffs.
Oh, yeah, that would be interesting.
Yeah, then it'd be like, okay, good job. Vikings, I guess.
I'll go Raiders. I got Raiders.
I'm gonna go Vikings, but I don't feel super confident in this one.
Yeah.
Actually, wait a minute. They're off a bye, aren't they?
Raiders, yeah.
Okay, never mind. I'm on Raiders.
Does that matter though? It's not like they have some tactician that's going to be building some insane game plan.
I don't know that. I'm gonna go. Didn't you just pick the Raiders?
Yeah, I want to. I need a difference here.
I'm gonna go Minnesota.
Okay. Seattle at San Francisco. I don't think it's the same blowout, but I still got the Niners winning.
I've got the Niners winning as well. They're at home. Seattle is okay. They're fine. They're not great.
I think they're good.
Good. Good is fair. Whatever. They're good.
Yeah. Bills at Chiefs.
Here's a team that's not good, and I can't believe they're still ranked 10th in the power rankings. The Bills stink.
God, dude, I really wanted to pick the Bills here. It'd really did.
It'd be hilarious if they won this game.
But like, if the Chiefs were coming off a win, I think I would pick the Bills.
On a neutral field, Buffalo would be favored by half a point. This is -2.5 for Kansas City right now. Actually,
wow.
You know what?
Interesting.
Fuck it. Kansas City continues to stumble. Joe Brady puts up 40 points on this defense.
I would not blink if that happened.
Fuck it.
But
this is gonna go miserably wrong. Kansas City's gonna blow them out.
I'm sticking with Kansas City. Von Miller beats pregnant women apparently.
It's not like he's been like amazing.
He's
good, but he's not Von Miller right now.
No, he's not. He's not Denver Broncos Von Miller as the Broncos take on the Chargers.
Yeah, and they're going to beat the Chargers. Yes.
I try to remember what I did, what I picked. Give me the Chargers.
All right. I don't. We've disagreed on every AFC West game, by the way. That's been our only disagreements. It's just AFC West football.
AFC West. We got our opinions. Yeah. Well,
we sure do.
Philly at Dallas.
We both. Have
you know where
Dallas.
I'm going.
You know where I'm going. I'm with you.
We them boys.
Fuck we ball. I'm riding with my best friend.
Yeah.
Packers, Giants. You know where I'm going. I think I know where you're going. Fuck. It's Green Bay. It's Green Bay. It's definitely Green Bay. The Giants are not very good, and the Packers are heating up, and this is a good, easy opponent for them to heat up again. This is a Monday doubleheader.
I did not peep that.
Oh, thank God. It's like they're playing at the same time, though, because if the Titans had played at 10 p.m. like they sometimes do in these Monday doubleheaders, I'd be like going to bed at like 2 o'clock and getting up for work at 5. I would have to.
Dude, I would have told you to just not watch.
I wouldn't watch. If this game started at 10, I just wouldn't watch.
Yeah. Especially because of who you're playing. Like, you're going to lose.
If this was Tyjae Spears' first career start, like if Derrick Henry can't go because of concussion, I did no chance in hell I'm missing this game. I can't. I can't.
I thought you were saying Tajay Spears starting would cause you guys to win.
Yes, obviously.
Okay.
No, I'm saying like I would not miss Tajay Spears' first career start for the end of the world. So, yeah, I'm going to be watching this game if that's the case. I mean, he's going to get more carries regardless. I feel like even if Henry's cleared, he's not going to get like 25 carries. You know what I mean? Spears is going to get 10 plus touches in this game. So,
okay.
Anyways, yeah, You've picked. We both picked Miami for this one. It's a no-brainer. Tennessee's on the road. Have not won a road game yet this year. Not even undefeated at home anymore, and they stink. They stink. Let's call it like it is.
Yeah. So me and you are going to be checking up on these AFC West games.
Yeah.
All likelihood, we probably just like split. Oh wait, no, because it's 3 games because one of them has.
So
2.
Derrick Henry is questionable. I'm talking right now. Jeffrey Simmons is not playing in this game.
Oh my
I'm
gosh!
being so honest.
Your
with
best
you.
player?
It says questionable. He's not playing. He's not good. Like he got injured in the game against the Colts. Came back in like 2 plays later. Got taken off again. He's not playing in this game. If he does play in this game, it is malpractice, and Mike Vrabel needs to have his head on a pike. He does not need to be fired. He needs to be publicly executed if Jeff Simmons plays in this game.
Bro hesitated from saying you'd shoot him earlier to like, yeah, let's publicly execute him.
I'm not saying I'm doing it. So it's not a threat. It's not a threat this time. I'm not saying I'm doing it. I was like, the state of Tennessee, the legislation needs to rule that Mike Vrabel should be publicly executed if Jeff Simmons is allowed to play in this game. He needs at least 1 week of rest. In fact, shut him down for the season. Why are you even thinking about potentially ruining the long-term health of Jeff Simmons' knee? It's not like he's never had knee injuries before. He fell in the draft because of an ACL tear. Why on earth would you risk this? Just shut him down. There's 5 games left. You're 4-8. You're done. You're done.
Shut it down.
Shut it down.
Let's go home.
Shut him down. Shut Jeff Simmons down for the rest of the season. Let him get healthy. Next year, he'll come back with a vengeance. He's been great this year. Just shut him down. It's okay. Everybody knows Jeff Simmons is good, but the Titans are not good. We're not winning, the next 5 games, going 9-8 and making the damn playoffs. We stink. It just is what it is. Just shut him, please, for the love of God. Do not let Jeff Simmons play another game this year. Just let his knee get healthy. Christian Fulton, questionable. Who cares? He stinks. Josh Wiley, questionable with a knee injury as well. Not ideal. I like Josh Wiley a lot. But Shig has been a little better the last couple of weeks. So shout out Shig for not being terrible finally this season. It's good to see. And then Teron Armstead, eternally questionable, I feel. I remember the last time Teron Armstead was healthy heading into a game. Jerome Baker, Javon Holland, Robert Hunt, all questionable as well. But I don't know why I'm doing the injury report now. We never do this. But
yeah, no, we never have it.
Well, it's just because the Titans' 3 best players, one on each phase of the game, like Derrick Henry, Jeff Simmons, and Ryan Stonehouse, all got hurt against the Colts. It's tragic. Super bless you.
Are we getting on to
what
we've been on?
Yes. You want to go first here?
Yes. So, as I mentioned last week,
yes,
what I be on in the whole month of December is Christmas movies.
The Advents calendar, I've been seeing it. I've been peeping it.
Oh, yeah. I also got the actual like chocolate one that I do at the beginning of those videos.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah. So, I have seen, in the past couple days, I've seen Die Hard, Gremlins, Nightmare Before Christmas, and I started Home Alone, but then I stopped to do this. So I've seen 4 Christmas movies fully.
Mm-hmm.
Best one of the 4? Die Hard. Die Hard. It goes hard.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
So let's see. What is the what's the next Tuesday? Because that's when we record. So 12th. So the next Christmas movies I will be watching: Home Alone, Arthur Christmas, Medea's Christmas, the movie, Medea's Christmas, the play, 4 Christmases, Fred Claus, A Charlie Brown Christmas, and if I watch it before we record, Jingle All the Way.
I'm pushing hard for Arthur Christmas.
It's pretty good.
I love that movie.
Yeah, it's pretty good. That's why it's made the rotation.
Yes, it deserves it.
We'll see.
Shout out Arthur Christmas.
If because I'm gonna do these yearly. If it ever gets any traction, the movie a day thing, at the end I'll have people vote which one should be eliminated, and then vote for which one should be added every year.
Okay, that sounds nice.
Just an idea, but yeah. Anything else I've been on? No. I've just been watching movies, watching these Christmas movies.
Hey man, you've been getting it done though.
I'm chilling. But what about you? What you been on?
Not Invincible, because these motherfuckers waited like 3 years just to take a damn mid-season break. Okay, I guess they're getting the holidays off or whatever.
I heard. Congrats. What's weird is like I heard the season was done.
It's done. It's done. They're just only releasing half of it, and then we're getting the rest in like February or something. I don't remember when it's coming out.
I think all I heard was early 2024.
Probably February, March. I don't know why they're doing this like this. Like first L this show has ever taken, besides Amber, is this weird ass release schedule for season 2.
Yeah.
But I'm excited. I can't wait until we get back to it. And I will be resuming this like the minute we're done here. Excuse me. My girlfriend put me on. Granted, I mean, I was aware of the show's existence because
you watched New Girl.
No.
What? Damn, I wanted to take a shot and just see if I could get it.
That is her comfort show.
Well, she's a woman.
Well, yeah, she's also not the first woman I've dated who New Girl's her comfort show. Fun fact: I had two girlfriends ago. New Girl was her comfort show, so she actually put me on originally to New Girl.
Pretty common.
Yeah, and in fact, New Girl does kind of go hard. Like I do enjoy New Girl.
I haven't seen it.
Shout out Zoe Deschanel. Jess definitely has autism, by the way. Like definitely autistic coded character. I know my people when I see them. So.
I sometimes I get annoyed when people start diagnosing these characters in fiction.
Well, the only people that diagnose fictional characters are just other diagnosed people. You know what I mean? Like, they only do that when there's like, oh yeah, I relate to them, and I relate to them for this reason. Like, I get it. I get why people do it, and I think like I don't get like some people make a huge hoopla about it. Like, I don't see the problem. Like, if they find comfort in this character because they share traits with them, I think it's fine. I think it's fine. Personally, that's how I feel. But me personally, I wouldn't let that shit slide.
Shit, me personally.
No, she put me on to. But we started the first episode of Stranger Things last night. We didn't finish it because I wanted to take a nap. So we got like halfway through, and I'm like, "Can we take like a half-hour nap before I take you home?" And then, so we took a nap, and then I took her home last night. But
that's a show you got to watch at night sometimes, especially some episodes.
I'm gonna be
super
watching
dark.
it at night. That's the move. I watched it at night last night. It was like 10 o'clock when we were watching it.
Yeah.
And
I saw the first 3 seasons and I really liked it.
As you can tell from what's happening here.
Yeah, I saw the first 3 seasons of Stranger Things and I really liked it. And then but there was a big gap between seasons 3 and 4.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh, I got to rewatch because I'm like, well, I'm trying to remember what was happening, but I've just never rewatched, so I haven't seen season 4 yet.
Oh, okay. She also put me on to some so we made each other playlists like shortly after we met, and one of the songs, I think it's the first one and the one that she made for me, one of the actors from Stranger Things,
Spice Munch.
Yes, one of the actors from Stranger Things makes music, and so he has
Finn Wolfhard,
Steve Harrington's actor, Joe something. His artist name is just Joe, DJL, and the song "End of Beginning" is the one that she put on the playlist. It goes hard. I like it. So, yeah, two tie-ins there, but 2 tie-ins to my girlfriend and 2 tie-ins to Stranger Things. So yeah, we started watching last night, and I'll finish the first episode tonight. She called me last night. And she was like, "You should finish the episode." I'm like, "I gotta clock in 6 hours." I haven't gone to bed yet, so I should not finish the episode. I should go to bed. But today, when we're done with this here, I'll go like cook some dinner or something, and then just watch it with my cat. I'm sure be pleased. So I think that's the move. And then I probably not nothing else. Oh, I do want to watch. I know the Japanese title is How Do You Live. I think the American title is The Boy and the Heron or The Boy and the Blue Heron. It's Miyazaki's last movie. Studio Ghibli. It's Miyazaki's last Ghibli movie, and I got into Studio Ghibli a few months ago. I love the films that I have seen. Of course, I know you've at least seen Grave of the Fireflies.
Oh, that's them?
Because I made you watch it. And yeah.
I've seen that one, and then Spirited Away is them too, right?
Yes, and that was Miyazaki directed Spirited. He did not direct Grave of the Fireflies. He did direct Spirited Away. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Spirited Away was the first anime anything I'd ever seen.
Yeah, it's phenomenal.
Fucking weird movie. Like it's good, but I was like, what the... Dude, first time I saw it, it was at a Boy Scout camp, and they just put it on the projector, and I'm just like zoning in and out of it because I'm with friends, and I would always come back and be like, yo, what the fuck is happening?
It is a very weird movie, but it is fantastic, though. And then I've seen
good movie.
Moving Castle. I've seen Princess Mononoke.
I got to see those two because of how much they influenced the Zelda games.
I've seen Ponyo, which is just an adorable movie. I've seen My Neighbor.
Dog, I've seen the cover for that, and I'm like, yo, this looks weird.
It's adorable. It's the cutest fucking movie, and so is My Neighbor Totoro. Just two adorable movies. I've seen Kiki's Delivery Service. Was not
my dog Totoro. What's up?
My dog. That's my slime Totoro.
Shit, that's my
Kiki's Delivery Service. I feel is overrated. Personally, not a big fan of Kiki's.
Kiki, do you deliver
the service? I'm trying to dive into your cervix. You know what I mean? But
this is why you listen and talk about music and not make it. Don't ever do that again. I don't want to hear that shit again. Me.
I think that was 2 Chainz or whatever. He was like, "Rest in peace to all the soldiers that died in the service. I dive in her cervix."
That's funny though.
Actually, let me see. Was this 2 Chainz? I might be misquoting. This might be
2 Chainz.
Who was this? Wait! I just missed a phone call. Oh, my girlfriend just called. Oh, I didn't. She knows it's Tuesday. She knows. She subconsciously she knows what I'm doing right now. Let me see. I dive in her cervix. Yeah, let me see who was it? Was 2 Chainz. It's the song
2 Chainz.
And yeah, rest in peace to all the soldiers that died in the service. I dive in her cervix. Chickens, no churches. Oh my god, ridiculous. What else? I don't got nothing else going on.
Neither do I. I'm hungry as fuck right now.
I could fuck. I'm about to fuck up some pasta. But also, I'm gonna make some pasta.
I don't know what I'm about to fuck up, but I'm about to eat something.
Do you just want to go fuck something up? Call it a day. We're just gonna call it.
Yeah.
I think. All right. Well, I'm gonna go
tomorrow. Today, when you guys are watching this, Pokemon.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna fucking do it. Yeah. So I'm gonna go eat something. Brayden's gonna go eat something. This is our longest one in like probably close to a month. So we're almost at the 2-hour mark here. So we've been running like an hour and a half, hour and 15, like hour 20.
Which I like.
I do too. The only reason this one's longer is because we had to do our, like quarterly predictions here. But
yeah, it's just because I like how we've trimmed off a lot of the fat.
Yeah, I think we're having a good time.
For the best.
Yes, I think so. But that's gonna do it for us today. Thank you for tuning in. And the next week's episode is of course gonna be on Brayden's channel. So go check that shit out. Run that shit up. In fact,
we're 214 subs strong over here.
Look at that. You did just hit 200 recently, and now you're already 214.
Yeah, let's see.
Yeah, you're fucking it up
2-ish weeks ago.
You're fucking it up right now. Incredible.
I just wish it would. I just wish it was more. I wish I had more comments. That's the biggest thing. Because people ain't actually watching the videos. They're not really watching.
I hear you.
We vault video on Star Wars: The Clone Wars lightsaber duels Saturday.
Fuck yeah. We vault. Run that shit up. That We Vault series does go hard.
It does. And this one is probably going to be one of the shortest videos because that game is not... There's not a lot to the game to really talk about.
It's just lightsaber duels.
You just lightsaber. But by the way, it's not just mindless swinging of a Wii remote.
Right. This is like
Style, and you got to be strategic of when to close the gap and fight, and when to stay back, and when to use your foot. That game actually kind of went pretty hard.
Well, that's the whole point of the game. I'm glad they went in depth on the mechanics there.
It was great. That's all there is. But yeah, they did an amazing job. Best lightsaber duels in any game. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. But it's amazing. Yeah.
That's gonna do it. Have a great rest of your day. Peace out.
Adios.